What is up, my friends? How are we? The year of the underdog is now officially complete. Tottenham Hotspur win a trophy. I repeat, Tottenham Hotspur win a trophy, but not just any old trophy. They've only gone and won the Europa League. And by winning the Europa League, they've pretty much just wiped Manchester United's future away. It's a glorious evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to just talk about it all. We're going to talk about what that means in North London for Arsenal fans, of course, the best team in Europe and all that. How are we doing out there? Oh, I tell you what, I didn't realise how invested I was in that game until I was standing on the sofa at the end of it, screaming at the television the Spurs players to get out, to push up. Oh, what a day. What a day. Wow. Genuinely just crazy. Absolutely crazy. So yeah, look, I told you, if they lose, we'll be on for a chat, and here we are. We're going to go through, of course, the talk around Liverpool's news and everything else, but we're also going to have a little chuckle, because, I would expect nothing less of our community. In moments like this, we like to come together. This should be good. Let's hear it, Craig. Well, you know what? It was the worst quality game of football I think I've watched in a long time. I've seen National League Conference North playoffs that are better than that. But even so, the right team won for us. Congratulations to Big Ange. The man is not a liar. He says, I won a trophy in my second season, and he's only gone and done it. So let's just recap really quickly the last few weeks, shall we? We've seen Manchester City bottle the FA Cup final. We've seen Arsenal bottle, well, everything. And now we've seen Manchester United get the easiest Europa League final you could ever hope for in Spurs and still manage to bottle it. What a glorious day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm absolutely ecstatic. And yes, I am this petty, and I make no apologies for it. And I'm sure that you guys are the same. Imagine giving a trophy to Spurs. I know, but you know what me and Connor was saying? You just know that there are boxes load full of the United Europa League winners t-shirts somewhere, because you got to have them on standby. And I'm wondering, is old Jim going to make them wear that training now for next season or something? Because we know that Jim likes, to pay a value for his money. So what's going to happen with all those Europa League winners t-shirts now? What's going to happen with all those sausages for the barbecue? Spare a thought, folks. Got to think about the smaller clubs like United in times like this. Oh, do you know what? They deserved nothing from the game. They were absolutely horrendous, and I was delighted for Spurs. I was delighted for Range as well, because he's a fellow shithouse, and I can really appreciate his humour. So keep coming. Keep your comments coming in. How are we feeling about it? Don't worry, we will get around to some Liverpool stuff soon, I promise you. What Spurs have just done surpasses everything Arteta has done at Arsenal. 100%. Ange Postecoglou is now a more accomplished manager than Mikel Arteta, and there's no arguing about it. One COVID-ridden FA Cup with another man's team, and then nothing for 5 years, and Big Ange comes into North London and said, you know what, I'll deliver a trophy in my second season. Everybody laughed, and the man's up there now getting his Europa League winners medal, and Spurs are going to be in the Champions League next season. United, on the other hand, well, they've just had their worst ever finish in the Premier League by a long way. They have no money now going into the transfer market. It's glorious. It's just glorious. What a day for football. And make no mistake about it, if this was the other way around, United fans would be having a bit of fun as well. But let's not forget Arsenal here. No. We can't let Arsenal off the hook. The greatest team in Europe now have to stay indoors while Tottenham Hotspur go on a parade around North London with a trophy. I know, a trophy. People are going to think they're in the Sahara and they're seeing a mirage. Spurs with a trophy. And Arsenal with nothing. Yet again, nothing. I blame the PGMOL, me. Definitely. Stevie Boy said, as an Aussie, take a bow, Ange. You've mudded United. Yep. Absolutely. I was on the sofa screaming at the TV, and when that bicycle kick at the end or whatever it was hit the side net, and I thought it was in, lads, I was, between that and can we take a moment to just Mickey van de Ven, that clearance off the line was absolutely incredible. It was beautiful, and it's no less than United deserved. They didn't deserve anything from that game. They played with fear, and they were terrible. Tactics looked like they were non-existent. They only came to life, really, when they brought the subs on. But I'm here for it. God, I love Ruben Amorim. This is one terrific season, says Rabadam. Yep, it absolutely is. The year of the bird, the liver bird, the magpie, the eagles, and the cock on the beach ball, said Rory White. Nick, So happy for the Spurs and their fans, said Nick Raymond. I just want to know, where are all the Arsenal fans tonight? Are you in the chat? Are you around anywhere? Because I know, look, you wouldn't respect me if I wasn't on here having a bit of banter with you. And you know me, I'm a man of my word. Carl said, salty Gunner and United tears, yum yum. I know. But the real thing for me here is, Carl, and I've said this for weeks leading up to this game. This game was really important for United for financial reasons as well. So now they don't have Champions League football. They don't have that extra money to go into the transfer market with. They've just signed Matheus Cunha, or they're about to sign Matheus Cunha, and that will take up a massive chunk of that money. So United are in the bin, and I'm here for it. They should be very, very concerned right now. The worst league position, no trophies, no European football, no money, no barbecue, no nothing. But Arsenal have the hat-trick of second-place trophies. United are done, said Stevie G. Yep. Did anybody else feel the same to me? Like, this was more than just a cup final for United. This was a potential rescue back into significance. And now that they haven't, I just can't see them coming anywhere near being significant again for years to come. They won't be as attractive to players. They won't be able to pay the big wages. And old Spurs are in the Champions League. What a day. Farron Davey says, go on Spurs, gotta love it. Mohammed said, you crack me up, Craig. At least no noise pollution from United fans. Yep. Do you know what? Imagine being a United fan and travelling over for that, and that's the performance. Genuinely, that's shocking. That was a performance of cowards, quite frankly. It was awful, and no less than they deserved. So yeah, it was a battle of which goalkeeper was going to mess up the least today. And Vicario just about got away with it. Right, what's this? Marcus said, what have Man United and the 3-pin plug got in common? They're both a bugger to use in Europe. Yeah, but at least one of them will be in Europe. The 3-pin plug has a better chance. Keep that big smile going, young Craig. I'm trying my best, mate. I am trying my best. Guru said, United are so much worse now. We're in our banter era. Yes, sir. We absolutely are. The era of the Liverpool fans bantering United forever, and long may it continue. John Erdinger said, oh, poor United. No. I wonder what's going to happen now with all that Europa League winners t-shirt and merch that they had. You know, no sale or return on those. Glory, glory, Tottenham Hotspur. Absolute Bills. It was brilliant, wasn't it? It was unexpected as well. I didn't think Spurs were going to do it. I kept saying to myself, go on, believe Craig, they have a chance. Go on, they have a chance. They've beaten United 3 times this season already. But then I thought, if they've beaten them 3 times, surely it's going to come back to bite them. And you know what? From a transfer sense as well for Liverpool, it's been a pretty interesting day, and we are going to get around to talking about that in a while. But, ladies and gentlemen, 3,750 people in the chat. Do drop a like, do hit the subscribe button, and of course, do keep your thoughts coming in. Nessie said, I'm so happy for Sonny. Yep, great to see Son finally get a trophy as well. And Harry Kane, I know he's just won his first league title in the Bundesliga with Bayern Munich, but you'd have to spare a little thought for him as well. Spurs, he leaves and Spurs just go win the Europa. They're going to be worse than our Hodgson era, said Marcus. It is going to be genuinely shocking for them. Like, where are they going to get money from now? So the league position means that there's prize money for the Premier League is going to be right down low as well. They've no European football of any matter to go into next year. The transfer window for them is going to be an also ran. It's genuinely, like, one part of me is actually concerned about Manchester United's future, as in genuinely from the football perspective and the good human being perspective concerned, and then the other part of me just thinks, let that sit there for a while now and see how it feels. Same for Arsenal fans as well. Then we had, of course, Pep crying. Pep must be the first fucking manager in history who's on there complaining, if the owners give me players, I don't want them. I want a small squad. That way I can moan about injuries. Come on now.